Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whichever applies to you, depending on when you're watching this and where you're watching this from. Welcome to the Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the School of a Spiritual School of Learning with Apostle Lisa Graves. And we're going to get started. She's just finishing up some work, and you may see her occasionally in the car. Um, because she's starting uh, a new, um, uh, a new, a new type of work that a new schedule. Let's put it that way. So, but we're glad you're here tonight, and thank you, whoever's just joining us. Won't you say something or say hello so we'll know who you are? So glad to have you. Give me a moment. I'm going to get some better light in here in just a moment. But I just want to greet you. I want to welcome you. Thank you for being here with the Spiritual School of Learning. Today, we got an exciting topic to share with you that Apostle Lisa Graves will be leading. I'll be here going, ooh, and wow, okay, and, and asking some questions and maybe comments here and there and reading some of the comments there. But we want also, before we get started, want to give you a few things. You can also donate. If you decide you want to donate to the work that we're doing here at the Spiritual Life Center, sharing truth and sharing progressive truth, a spiritual, Christ conscious spirituality, Christ conscious Christianity, maybe in a way that you've never experienced before. Um, but you can definitely give by going to your Cash App, and you can put in $ unconditional love 111. And we certainly need your help at the Spiritual Life Center, where we've got bills that we're really behind on, and we really need you. We would love to have your help. If your heart is led, you feel that inner guidance and inner inspiration to help us catch up on some bills that we need to get caught up on. Also, our schedule, of course, on Wednesdays, we're here at 7:30 for now. At some point, we may be actually in the actual facility. But right now, we are here every Wednesday at 7:30. And also, every Sunday, we have a session at 1 p.m., which is led by Apostle Wayne Clapp and Integral Ministries. This is kind of like free service, kind of like a Sunday school, something similar to that. Always very great information, very enlightening, and to help you progress in your spiritual journey. And then our actual worship service starts every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. And the location is 1519 Bartow Place, Greensboro, North Carolina. Also, with our service times starting at 2:30 p.m., it does give you um, the ability, and it's there on the screen there, but it does give you the ability to um, sleep in if you'd like to. Gives you the ability to um, attend other events or churches that you may want to visit that have morning services, and that's why we kind of scheduled it that way. Very successful. We really enjoyed it, and you're welcome to join us there anytime. All right, so today we're going to jump right in. That's that. Just want to get the preliminaries out of the way. We normally forget that by the end of the broadcast. Um, we typically forget that. Also, let me see. Do I have the way to give in here? I can put that on the screen. I don't have that. But at any rate, so today Apostle Graves is going to be talking to us about living while healing. Living while healing. Staying focused and in control of your purpose during the process. All right, living while healing. Okay, and Apostle Graves, we're ready to get started.
Okay, I'm feeling it. Hi everyone. I hope everyone can hear me good and clear.
Hey, I had to come back up because we can hardly hear you.
You can't hear all the here.
We can hear you, but not very. It sounds like you're far, far away.
So
Let
you
me check
can't
it
hear.
actually on the line. But I know here in the studio, it is. I don't know if I'm coming through the same way. I might be coming through that same way, but it sounds like you're like really far away. Hey, Apostle.
That's
Elder Sonia. Let me see how it sounds actually on the live.
this house far.
Yeah, it sounds like I don't know if you're using some kind of device for the sound, but it's like it's not very strong. I mean, so it sounds, but it's like
Okay, you hear me?
not very strong. So it sounds, but it's like
Okay, you hear me?
very strong. That sounds a little better to me. It sounds good on the live, so go ahead.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, on the live it sounds good. I just checked, so go right ahead.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'm using this new device. Um, all right. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
sorry guys, I don't know what just happened. We lost her. Okay, now she's back. All right.
Okay. Can you hear me still? If I need to change my audio, I will. But I want you all to be able to hear me clear. Um, yeah, hi guys. Sound muffled. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, just go ahead. Go ahead and start. I think we're good. It doesn't sound too bad. Hello. Okay, I think we lost her again. Okay,
Can you
we
hear me
we lost
better?
we lost her again. Okay, now she's back. All right, go right ahead.
Better? Good evening, good evening. How is everyone? I hope everyone's doing well. On this beautiful, beautiful day. That's better. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Of course, you all, it's an honor to be before you on this beautiful, beautiful day. I hope your weekend, your Memorial Day was beautiful and have a good day with your family or maybe just with yourself. Um, well, of course, I know we've been dealing with healing, so we all in a process of healing. And so, yes, last week we started going into living while we're healing and living with purpose because we've been going over intentions, living with intentions and yet with those intentions, living while we're healing. There's nothing wrong with being in the healing space, and that's where we all are. We're healing from the identity expectations that we've have accumulated over the years through family, friends, beliefs, church organizations, right? And even those expectations of ourselves. So we also been learning to heal with, get up. Part of the healing is to get up, right, and have intentions to go out there and to live your life without the life of anyone else expectations of how you should live it, but just flow with it, right? And so we got through that, and now we are in living with that while we're healing. We talked about how we how healing looks, and kind of want to go right here, how we can allow healing as we're healing. We're allowing ourselves to good. I'm glad you um I'm glad that you're here. But the thing is, I want you to, in the midst of healing, I don't want you to feel you have to stop doing things that is going to help you move forward. I don't want a lot of people say, well, I got to heal first before I can do that. I got to know and do this before I can do that. what we don't want you to do is stop your process of healing. We don't want you to stop your process, I'm sorry, of living with intentions to go out there and to do and to be exactly what you want to do and be exactly who you are. Okay. We don't want you to feel that you have to stop dating while you're healing. You know what I'm saying? Um, you still live in those confined boundaries. But the thing is, you're not actually just stopping the healing, period. You are definitely are going to heal while you're dating. You're going to heal while you're building relationship with the like your tribe that God may send you or a friend. I met a beautiful young lady, younger than me, but got old soul. And I can see that while I'm healing, God is allowing people to come into my life that I can, see and progress in my relationships with other people. I have my tribe, I have the church, I have my family, my friend. However, it's nothing like growing friends, right? And we all been hurt or had high expectations with friends, whether it be female, or male, tribes or whatever, your group of people, okay? And sometimes we've been hurt by just people that's been our friend, right? And so now, because we had high expectations from our friends had our high expectations of us, and a lot of us have lost a lot of those friends because of high expectations. We ran it so high that we got upset or disappointed or hurt because they didn't meet our expectations or we didn't meet their expectations. But now that we're learning boundaries for them and boundaries for ourselves, that's the process of the healing. And now that we're healing, we're learning that we don't have to live in the expectation world. We can live as who we are, right? And believe it or not, you're still learning who you are through the healing. And see, the only way you're going to really know and learn of yourself through this healing is to continue on with life. Continue to have new friends or friends that you have and continue to move on because again, that's teaching you about you, about your boundaries still and how your boundaries going to somewhat protect you from those things that have hurt you prior, okay? And so we don't want to repeat the same cycle, right? So I'm so honored, to even be here to share this with you. Now, I want y'all to also know this is not also about just relationship in itself, but also, we've been having high expectations in our business, high expectations when it comes to, schooling and uh, finances. That's been my thing. Is having this high expectation, even believe it or not, high expectation when it comes to God. Because see, we read that scripture says, now faith and whatever you ask for and you believe you will receive it. I want it right now. We've come to expect that. And when we don't get that, it can be very hurting, very disappointing. And then we got questions. Not always to the people who taught us that and shared that that's what that meant, but to the actual God who said it. Okay. And so then we go on this, like me, on this question, um, I like to call marathon. Why and how come, okay? But what I'm learning is not to know, to live in the knowing that God does have our back, that God is doing his part, okay? And we can still have these expectations and boundaries in the boundary of knowing that it's not always when we want it, okay? Not always when we want it right now. But when it does come, trust me, we'll be glad that it came, right? That's that part. So so even having that high expectation that, you know, God is an on-time God, but again, an on-time God. But we always expect God to come immediately, like tomorrow, like right now. Okay, so and it is happening right now because you're in the now present moment, speaking it, acknowledging it, asking, however, thinking it. So it is happening right now. It's just that you have to wait for the manifestation, and however that may come, person, place, or thing, time, what, don't know, but you flow with it and know that it's going to happen. But that doesn't mean if you don't see it happening now, that doesn't mean to just sit there and wait and do nothing. No, you still have to do your part, and that is keep it moving, keep it walking, keep it going. Okay. And so, and in the midst of that, you find yourself in a place where you're frustrated or feeling like, oh my God, that's when we do the harpoon. That means be still. Sometimes we may have to take a moment of stepping away and being still before we decide that we are going to make a long-term decision off of a temporary situation. We don't want that, right? So the best thing is to keep moving, even in your financial situation, relationship, spiritual, physical, health wise, whatever it may be. Just keep moving, keep doing, keep working. Don't allow, some people, why they have you to go to physical therapy? I noticed even when I was on crutches, y'all, just almost not too long, had the surgery, probably 3 weeks after I had the surgery, they had me in physical therapy because that's good, right? You want
Okay,
your
we lost you for a brief second there, for about 3 seconds. So if you said something, repeat what you just said.
no, okay, so in 3 seconds, I might have said that you don't want to stop doing anything while you're in the process of healing. And I said, do you know what happens? Why doctors allow you to even after a surgery, you go straight into a physical therapy? I remember having my hip surgery, and within 3 weeks, I was in physical therapy. You know why? Because he wanted my body to remember that I still have movement. God wants you to know you still have movement, and your healing and the pain that coming from that situation doesn't mean that you're still not capable of moving. But it's also to help you train and retrain your body to do whatever that surgery that you had, to remember how to operate even the better and stronger than it was before the surgery, believe it or not, because you was in pain before the surgery. Now that they fixed it and now you're in the healing process, you have to do some hapu, stay still, chill for a minute, but then by 3 weeks or 4 weeks, they got you in physical therapy, even when you still in the sling, even when you still on them crutches, even when you know what I'm saying? It's because they want your body to remember that it can still move, and it's going to help build the body as well, and heal the body even quicker. But it's also going to let you know your boundaries. It lets you know your boundaries while you're in the process of healing. When something don't feel right, you know your boundaries. Okay, you'll step back. Same way with relationships. Same way with you know with finances. Same way with just all of that good stuff that you may have been, I say, had to go through some major surgeries, and now you're back on the wheel. And you got to get back going, because if you don't, uh, you will stagnate yourself. You stagnate your growth. You stagnate yourself. And like I say, I tell people, I said it last week. We get hurt with these relationships, and they tell you, oh, you need to spend time with yourself healing. You don't need to be going right into no relationship. Well, I get it. Depends on the individual. how fast they heal. Well, first of all, how fast you forgive and forgive the whole situation, which is the beginning of healing. Okay. And what, so that person who can forgive quickly and move on quick will heal quicker. So then they can enter into relationship because they come to a realization that that healing, praise God. When you said I accept the apology, I accept my own apology, I accept the situation, is because you come to realize what caused the situation. And when you can come to the conclusion what caused the situation, you can come to terms with that, then you can what forgive that situation. So therefore, now you know the boundaries, you know the ifs, the do's, and the don'ts, you know the red flags. So now you can enter into a relationship, right? And you know, not saying that you're going into this relationship like, oh my God, you know, we're going to get married tomorrow. No, but you enter into a relationship slowly but surely but beautifully, right? And you're getting to know yourself in that relationship. You're getting to know yourself, and you're beginning to learn your boundaries. You're teaching your love heart muscle, and you can continue to love and continue to be forgiving, right? And so that heart love muscle is working, and it's being retrained to to learn and to grow even more better, right? Become stronger. So this time you're not as quick and timid to let go so quick, if that's the case in some cases. But then how to hold on and just wait and not make a what quick decision off a temporary situation, even in relationships, okay? Because you know, we know when it's really we know when to let go of a relationship when it's abusive, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. We know that. Let go quick, right? We should know that. But there are some things that somebody may do or you may do, and you feel like, oh, this is not going to work, so I'm letting it go. And it was temporary, something that could be easily uh, forgiven, something that can be really discussed and talked about, and both parties can get understanding to move forward and help in healing that situation and move forward and learn and grow from it, right? If we jumping out or in and out of relationships so quickly, um, we'll never grow. We'll never let those muscles with okay. Y'all listen, even going to a church building, we all been hurt from, we say church hurt, okay? Oh, I'm not gonna go to a church anymore because I've been hurt. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. So now you're not going to use that spiritual muscle. Some churches, maybe God would send you to, is physical therapy to help you grow the muscle back and then help you heal while you're healing. So while you're healing, you're growing that muscle back to what? Not to always now to realize, the boundaries is not to trust the people and believe all the people, because they in there for the same reason you in there. And that is trying to get it right. So once you come to that conclusion, you can now understand how the muscle works. And so then you're not also going to be having these high expectations of the people in the church, the pastor, the leaders, or anyone. Okay. You're now are going to, be more relaxed, more subtle, more uh, still, and just allow your muscles, that physical therapy muscle, okay, to get strong. Till now, when anybody say anything or do anything, it doesn't affect you anymore because your muscles got strong, right? So when you come off those crutches, your muscles are strong. You're no longer going to physical therapy. You may still do a little physical therapy at home because you may find out, ooh, I'm still a little weak in that area, so let me do a little physical therapy at home. And so, same way with church, same way with finances. You may have to regroup. It's okay. But a lot of us decided that we're not going to go to church anymore. That was me yesterday, the other weekend, or the week that, I'm done, And it wasn't because what somebody did in the church out of you one day. It was just, I'm gonna be honest with you, God Himself, as far as I was concerned. you know. But and we shared that last week. If you didn't see that episode, you need to go look at that episode because it was a hoot. But bring you up to speed is that's where I was. I wasn't going to church. I didn't do ministry no more. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I'm just, it don't seem like it's working. Even though, listen, I come from the old perspective of what church is into the new perspective of church. Guess what? It's almost like, because when you go to a new church or new school or new job or find a new way of doing finance or new way of thinking, guess what? You got to build those muscles up in that area. So you're going to have challenges and trials and tribulations, even in the new era that you're in the new awakening that you're in. And so with that being said, moving forward is the most important part of healing. Now, what I want to talk about again is staying focused require mental discipline. That's that muscle, right? That's that muscle. You got to be disciplined to work with it every day. Work with it. Do what you're supposed to do. Learn about yourself. I ain't saying learn about people. I said learn about yourself. Figure you out and be you and do you. And then you can handle the people. The mental capacity, the mental discipline, that's easy once you find out Lisa has a strong mental state. So then whatever the people do, I ain't got to worry about them trying to change for me or be or do something for me. I'm going to be mentally disciplined to stay focused that it is what it is. And I still move forward regardless of what may take place in the relationship, finances, again, all of that good stuff, right? So, healing in our healing seasons require discipline of the mind. Okay. And that's when you go to physical therapy, think about it. I know I went, I don't know about y'all, but I had to really focus because some of that stuff they have us to do and you in pain and you hurting, all you want to do is give up. All you want to do, you so focus on the pain and so focused on what is, with this happen. And oh gosh, I'm gonna be sore when I get home. Oh my God. We so focused on the problem that we're healing from that we can't focus on the healing, the thing that we're doing to cause us to heal. And one thing we want to do is what? Heal. Okay. So we're going to have some thoughts that come up, discouraging you, shaming you, exhausting you, or making you feel powerless. You're going to sometimes feel like I'm missing it. I don't have the strength. This is too hard. I seem to, always seem to go back to the beginning. Every time look like it's the same thing. No, you got to stay focused that you're healed from the same thing, that you moved on to a new thing. You're a new creature, new person, new believer, you're a new healed version of yourself. So now we need to learn to walk in that healed, I say, high new version of yourself. And it's going to take physical therapy. So don't stop moving and cause yourself to just, oh, I gotta heal. Doctor, I gotta heal before I do physical therapy. Let me tell you what happens when you don't move those muscles. They get stiff. And they move. You think your body is a machine? Oh, my body will remember that. My body will remember how to walk. How many of us rode a bicycle? Sometimes you wobble it even when you get you're gonna remember how to stay balanced. If you ain't done it in a long time, you're gonna be wobbling all over the place with that bicycle or anything that you ever done in a long time. How many used to draw and try to go back? If you don't use it, you lose it pretty much. Well, in the case, up, and to even try to stretch those muscles, stretch those tendons, stretch whatever, that is needed, the cartilage and everything body, because the body has lied dormant. Same thing when it comes to relationship. Oh my God, a lot of people have been out of relationships so long they don't even know how what's going on out here in relationship. They don't even know what they're doing because they haven't been using that relationship for the component called the other gender, right?
Okay, looks like we lost Apostle Graves again. Not sure what happened. Let's give her just a moment, and I'm sure she'll be right back in. But as she stated, just as we say, as above, so below. Okay, and as within, so without. Just like in the natural realm, when we don't use muscles, um, yeah, they get weak, and we have to learn how to use them all over again. That's why someone that has been bedridden for a long period of time, um, they have to learn how to walk all over again, because if we don't use those muscles, they will. Um, they need to. Okay, I see her back, but it says device not connected. All right, but let's see if we can get her. Hold on just a second. I don't see her. Okay, now I do. Here we go.
Can you hear us? Can you hear me? Okay,
Yes.
good. I don't know what happened. It just went out. So y'all, um, so we want to build those muscles. We want to keep those muscles going. We want you to get out there, entrepreneur. We want to keep your creativity going. We don't want you to stop with your creativity. So you may have a business and okay, it might have messed up or you did something. I don't know, but you know what? It it may hurt your feelings and everybody else feeling. It may have made you feel shame. It may have exhausted you, but don't stop. You gotta see. Sometimes things happen to make you pause and be still. Sometimes our bodies, even that, we have to pause and be still because we may be overdoing it, or we don't want to get too far of messing something up that we can't even recover it. So sometimes things come up before it gets too bad. Y'all just listen to me now. Sometimes relationships kind of have to go a little sour in order for it not to go so bad. So that I told one friend of mine, I said, listen, if we don't chill now, we may not ever talk to each other again. I at least want to be able to like pause, and then at least we can, agree to like pause for a minute so it will allow us to heal, to come back. And if we see each other by and by, we can say, hey, but honey, if we don't pause a little bit, it could get worse and you could find yourself never ever wanting to talk to that person again. Y'all got something like that? Okay, if you just had a thought about just pausing and just saying, maybe we need to, chill out for a couple of days because it's getting a little whatever. And but no, we want to cut it all out, and then we won't go into other relationships because we or do other businesses or whatever that may be, or even go on another job, go to another church, is because um we just don't want to use that muscle no more. But you have to use the muscle in order to progress and become healed and move into your higher self to accomplish the goals and dreams that you have in your. Okay.
Okay, we seem to have lost her again.
My stuff is,
Um,
um
hopefully she'll be back in. I think she's coming back now. Well, no, she's
um
she's not. She's frozen
um
again.
to. We get
Okay.
transformed.
I'm not sure if you can hear me, but we can't understand what you're saying. It's breaking up and you're frozen. Can you hear me?
The heart.
Apostle Grace, can you hear me? Apostle
Type
Grace?
of cut off, okay? And so,
Apostle-
but if you just continue to and stay,
Okay, I'm gonna bring her down for just a moment, and hopefully she can hear me. You are breaking up really bad, and we couldn't understand anything you're saying. But I'm gonna bring you back up. Just go out and come back in, maybe. Maybe if you go out and come back in, it will bring you back. This is some great information. Are y'all enjoying this today? I think it's a great lesson, and I'm really being blessed by it. Very thankful to Apostle Grace for sharing with us on tonight, and hopefully she'll be right back in just a moment to continue. Um, while we're waiting on her to come back, I want to kind of go over one of the things that I really heard her say that was really blessed me. How she was talking about those muscles again, and how when we don't use those muscles, you know, they become weak, and we have to practice and use those muscles again. And I think one of the things that really blessed me, she was saying that how sometimes, like she experienced, we want to leave church, but she was saying even going to a church is using those muscles and learning them again. Dating, trying, talking to someone, that's using those muscles, strengthening those muscles. And I think she's back. Let's bring her back in.
exactly.
Oh,
So I don't know. I think
okay.
we was in the area, but
Uh,
you all. I just want you to know. Can you hear me?
yeah, it's breaking up, but I can hear you. Okay. Now I don't hear you. If you're saying something, I can't hear you. Okay, I think we lost her again. We may go ahead and end this because it looks like she is driving through some bad areas.
Can y'all hear me better?
Oh, I think she just came
Can you hear
back.
me better?
Okay, you're
Can
back.
you hear me better?
We couldn't hear
Okay,
anything,
can
but
you
we
hear me
hear you
better?
now. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. So,
Okay, yes.
healing is not only an emotional thing; it is a mental renewal. Okay, we have to remember always, I'm renewal. So when those pains or memories come up that try to stop you or to focus more on the pain, say to yourself, I am renewing. I am regaining my strength, and I'm going to keep moving. I am not going to stop. I don't care what they said, what they did. I am renewing. And a lot of that is to help you build those muscles to become stronger. So whatever service adversary things that come up in our lives, we got to remember they're going to come up, but it's for you to use those muscles to continue to heal. And don't be like, see, I told you I ain't going back to see how they did. Now, see what he did, what they did. Nah, I'm not gonna go. I'm not doing. Nah, I'm good. No, I'm not going back to that doctor and physical therapy. I think she don't like me. Come stop with the excuses. If they don't like you, half of them don't even know you yet, and you're still learning you, right? You still learning how far you go with you. And so that's what you need to focus on as well is this is for me and me by myself. So you so you must learn your in your peace, limiting chaos, stepping away from drowning environment, and becoming intentional about what feeds your spirit. Sometimes healing requires silence from the noise that keeps reopening the wounds. And one thing about it, if your doctor, let's talk about the doctor again. He's not going to let you go so far if you and you tear tissue. You know what I'm saying? So there is going to be times he's going to say, that's why you don't have physical therapy every day. That's why you don't supposed to go to the gym every day, y'all. And if you go every day, you ain't supposed to work the same muscles every day. You got to let them call renewal, recover. Okay. So sometimes you may have to step away and don't do the arms today. Let's do them legs. Don't do the legs today. Let's do the shoulders, whatever. So sometimes you may have to step away from the noise, the chaos that may be bringing those memories back that will stop you from going forward and moving forward. Because, let's think about it. Oh, you get into a relationship. Oh, you get into a relationship now? And you start hearing the noise. You remember what happened last time? Had you healed? Did you really love that person? I mean, God. I mean, all this stuff they will say to keep you or the enemy or yourself will tell yourself that they expect. There's another expectation. They expect for you to just sit still and wait and wait. And you don't know when your healing going to really come to the full circle. We really don't. But you can help it come to the full circle by exercising your relationship muscle and not worrying about what they say and what they expect. Okay. And what you've been learned and taught and trained to do through those expectations. And so then you'll sit there and a nice young lady or a nice young man really want to just take you out and you going beyond all they said, let's go out. And you done went to another level. Like, I ain't been trying to get in no relationship. He ain't say no. She didn't say nothing about a relationship. All she said, let's go out and chill for a while. Let's grow the relationship. Let's get to learn each other, learn ourselves through this with this. Let's keep it moving. Didn't nobody say you got to join the church and be a part of the attendance and doing everything, going to a church because they invited you to a service? Please get over it. Oh, just go and just sit there and bask. And you done jumped the gun and they ain't even asked you for all that. They just asked you to come and just visit, be a part. They didn't ask you to get in a relationship with somebody at the church and, just love the pastor real quick and the people in the church real quick. They ain't saying all that. They just invited you and we're going a whole nother level.
Continue to live while healing.
You're healing. Don't stop. So I'm going to stop there. But next week, we definitely will go on with staying in control. Does not mean suppressing your emotions either. Oh, that's going to be a good one because, like I said, we want to keep it moving, and we don't, but at the same time, we don't want to ignore the pain because, like I said, if you ignore the pain, again, you're ignoring thyself, and that's you're ignoring the fact that you can't, you're not learning your boundaries about how much tolerance you have as far as pain tolerance. Okay. But even we know that the doctor would say, chill for a while and then get back at it, right? And continue on. But don't let, you know, keep moving. Don't get all caught up just because somebody asks you. And you're not going to lose your focus. Go and enjoy yourself. Go wherever you're invited to a church, whatever. Now, again, you have the right to choose to where to go. Nobody is making you choose to go or to be or to go out to doing or whatever or go into a church. We just say, hey, I like, you like to go out to eat. Well, let me think about it. There's a boundary because you got to think about it because those pains and those memories are going to come up. And you got to know that when you go out anywhere, when those thoughts come, you got to learn how to stay focused while you in the training in physical therapy. When you lifting them weights, you can't just drop the weights, right? You got to stay in control mentally and physically and emotionally to lift those weights and stay focused so you can get them up and bring them down easy, right? But if you just gonna just drop it all down, you gonna hurt yourself and anybody and everybody and everything. And it's gonna be a disaster. And we don't want that. So what you want to do is you're gonna realize, oh, this is a little too heavy. So you're gonna bring the weight down slowly, right? And decide, maybe let me change the subject. Or maybe let me see why am I thinking like this. Let me see where I need a renewal in that and recover from that, because it reminds me of that. And I don't want to shut down and not hear nothing that's been said over the pulpit, or what people are saying, what the person is saying, the ideas and creative ideas that's coming. You don't want to shut it down. You don't want to suppress it. So we're going to go on that a little bit and a little bit more on that. But right now, I just want you to learn how to renew, knowing that you're in the process of renewing and that you're in physical therapy. Okay, we got the heal. We done went through all the stuff, the surgery. Oh my God, right? We figured out what the problem was. We figured out we had to heal and forgive to get through it. And now we're in the healing process to move with intentions and to live with intentions, right? And to be and renewal ourselves and stay focused and disciplined while we're doing it. Okay. So I definitely hope this helped you. If there is any comments, I'm sorry, y'all. I can't. Let's see. Oh, I can see some comments. Let me see if there's anything I can
Yeah, I was putting
expound
the
on.
comments up as you were going along.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no
Yes, right now
questions.
I am in physical therapy right now. Well, not right now, but 3 days a week. There you go. I've been in physical therapy since the day they been coming to my house. Okay, so you can understand what I mean by the physical therapy. You understand the aspect of what I'm saying to you. Great encouragement for such a time as this to keep moving the best way you can. Absolutely. So when I was on, listen, I remember let me tell you, I had my physical therapy coming out when I had my hip surgery and I had a total hip replacement. Y'all, I was getting ready to be consecrated into pastoral, and I had to do I was getting ready to go up under this pastor and initiated in, but I couldn't, I couldn't move until I, can over certain, physical therapy. And my physical therapy, let me tell you how great mind, let me tell you how quick the mind is. The mind is very powerful. Very powerful. Okay, so here you go. So here I am. I have to lift my legs straight up in the air, just straight up in the air. Boom, right off the bed. And I had to lift it straight off the air, out of the bed, into the air. Okay, showing that I can control and stabilize my leg without even being able to stand the pain, okay, of that area. Boy, y'all look at here. I was like, okay. Then you said you had to preach this weekend. I was like, yeah. Well, you ain't gonna be able to go then because you can't get that leg to go straight up. Honey, that leg went straight up. I ain't feel a thing. when somebody getting rid of something that you want to do, honey, ain't no pain gonna stop you. When you really want something and I don't care how, if you want that house, you gonna work hard no matter how painful it is. Cause mind over matter make pain. What I say, mind over pain. Boy, I lift my leg up and she didn't even have to help me. I was like, whoop. I was like, oh. She said, did that hurt? I said, well, it did, but it did. She said, but that leg's still up in the air. Can you lift that leg down with control? I lift that leg down. Boy, that weekend I was preaching. I got ordained as a pastor at that time, and y'all got so into the got not into the pastor was ordaining me, was my covering, and at the time too, and so y'all, you'd be surprised how your mind, if you really want something, how your mind can overpower any pain, any hurt, any frustration, any failures, any fear. Okay? Because when she said what I couldn't do and what I wasn't going to be able to do was something I really wanted to do, honey, that whole level changed. My higher self said, wait a minute. And so, again, when you really want to be loved in a loving relationship, then and you want to be around people that are loving and caring, that would be your why, and that would be your reason to move forward, and to not allow any of these fears and hurt and pain be so that you're concentrating so much on that you be starting to recognize stuff that you can't do, and you're using those things is because we want to make excuses because we're too busy focused on the pain. If I had kept focusing on that hip pain, and y'all it hurt. But let me tell you, I sat down and I preached my sermon, and my mama was there, who's a CNA. Boy, she said, okay, her hip. Okay, I see her feet. She's very, she felt her feet hurt. She saw my feet, my legs were swelling up. She said she went and grabbed the chair. She put my legs up, went and got some ice, put some ice on it, and she doing this while I'm ministering and preaching to people. Yeah. And I'm sitting there, I'm so busy focused on making sure the people get what God has for them, that physical thirst, that physical pain, that hurt, that fear, all of that went away. And guess what? People benefited from it, and I so did too. And I was able to move forward. So that goes the same way. That tells you how powerful the mind is and can be over pain, fear, okay, frustration, okay, even over anxiety. You see, we just need to learn to breathe, and we need to learn that we know we can overcome, and we are overcoming. Amen. So you all, I want you to keep moving forward, keep healing, knowing that you are being renewed, transformed. Your body is being renewed. Remember, your membranes and all that has absorbed all that hurt and pain and trauma, you're now healing from that. Therefore, you're being transformed, you're being renewed. Okay. And just remember, I'm just being renewed. I had to go get a shot, like I said last week, because of this here. I went bowling, and I thought I was all, we can think we all there now, but the body gonna remind us, baby. Baby. And the baby came, and I had to go get a shot so that I can continue on moving while I'm still knowing that I'm in the process of still healing. Because sometimes we can think, things come up and it don't bother us. And over time, you keep doing it until you think you really got over it. And then that something come up and it hit you, and you be like, uh-oh. So that's what kind of happened to me a little bit, realizing that I still had a little muscle tear that was still healing. And I obviously did something, moved or something as I'm bowling and did that. Because remember, I done been bowling so many times that I'm doing strikes. My daughter was, Mama do all them strikes. You better watch out now. But that day didn't happen. I had one strike. And I was losing like a bit. Then they talking about, let's go roller skating. I'm like, okay. I can grab that crunchy thing, and I can use the crunchy thing. And they all looked at me. And I just feel like I didn't know what I was saying, okay? But you all grow in faith. No, grow in the I knowing that I am healing. Don't forget about the faith thing. Grow knowing that you know that you're healing. Growing where you are, knowing where you are, learning thyself. And as you're observing everybody else as you're learning about you, watch and observe how people are learning you all over again. Okay? Observe them. Because see, as you moving into a relationship that they think you should be to learn thyself again and to renew yourself, they're gonna be watching you. And you can be watching them, how they watching you. I can't believe she doing that. But she seemed to be seem like it's they 25 years and now they got married. Never thought. They're learning the process through you moving forward, that they too can move forward in their pain process. Because the only reason why they tell you not to move forward and wait a minute, because they feel like they gotta do it. They feel they got to do it, and people will push what they think they got to do they'll push it on you to make you feel that you need to do it their way and expect it to be that way. It's supposed to be that way. It's not always so. Okay, you all. I love you. I hope that this really been a blessing to you. I'm doing my first church service Sunday where I live. There you go. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do with you. You know.
All right.
And cause hey, me and Bishop know how it feels to be church hurt. And yet we still moving forward, even when sometimes we be between me and him. And y'all don't know this because y'all ain't hear it from me, okay? We be sitting back in the back talking about something. You see what they did? I can't believe, girl, I'm giving up. We be back there and then we look at each other and we be like, girl, you know we can't. Next thing somebody call us and here we go. Because we know our assignment and we know that we're healing through abandonment. We're healing that, you know, we've had a lot of people and we expected a lot of people to do what they say and act the way they act. But y'all know what? We're learning now not to have no expectations, not on ourselves and not on anyone that comes in our space, even when it comes to church. So don't, you know, so somebody invites you to go chill. This young lady I met, she talking about, girl, let's go to New Orleans. I'm about to go to New Orleans with a young lady that I met. And we're going to have some fun. Because I have issues when it comes to women friends more than I do male friends. I can get along with male, but some got them women. But I am learning, even in my tribe, Sean, being my beautiful friend, has taught me how to be a friend and accept women friends and live and be with women friends, have conversations with women friends and still be their friend, and we can move forward. And I thank God for her. So now, just because of that, building on just that, hell has helped me to say, oh, I can be friends with other women too. Okay, because we could trust that one because we've got used to that one and we trust that one, and that one has, been there like that. Guess what? It will allow us to move forward with new friends, women friends, or male friends. Okay, y'all.
All right.
Go get what's yours and go do you. Flow with it, be with it, and have fun.
Yes. All right, guys, this has been another great lesson tonight. Don't forget to live. Keep going, keep moving, don't stop. Like the apostle said, live while you're healed. Living while healing. What a great message tonight. Thank you guys for being here. And congratulations to Rebecca on doing your first service at the facility in Siler City. We're very proud of you. And we know you're going to do well, sending your love, sending your prayers. And I know you said you're going to be giving your testimony there. And like I told you last week by text, this is the start to an amazing ministry. And we're proud of you. All right, guys. Thank you so much. The next time we'll be together, we'll be on this Sunday at 2:30 p.m. So we hope to see you there, 1519 Bartow Place. You see the ticker going across the bottom, and it's giving you that information throughout the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Have a great day.
And I want to share something else, if you'll permit me. I'm going to be speaking on this Saturday. I'll put it up. It's on my Facebook page. You can go there, but it's on this Saturday. It starts at 11:10 a.m. and supposed to be over at 1:05, I believe. This ends at 2:55 actually, and the space is going to be at. I'm gonna tell you in a minute.
It's going to be at the Hemphill Library in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yeah, thank you. I'll be there speaking, and that is going to be about a lot of things that we've been discussing on today. So if you want to meet there in person and meet us in person, a bunch of us coming together and learning, healing, learning how to evolve in your womanness. You evolving, and that's what this is about: evolving, refining the woman within us, and that's what this is all about. We just refining the woman. Men can come too, but we definitely are going to be refining and redefining women. Okay, so come out again. You can find again the post on my Facebook page, and get the information there. So I do and would like just to invite.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna
Y'all better
say.
come in. I'm just playing. Just playing. I'm just playing.
Oh, all right, guys. We're gonna say good night. Thank you for joining us. Good night.